The intent for this sequence is to be playful. So simply, I want you just to enjoy doing what it is that we do together here. Shrug off the struggle, find out what it is that you can do from each part of the sequence, and just remember that you're doing this for yourself. You're not doing it to impress anybody else. Come to a comfortable seated position on your mat. Have the chest lifted upright, the shoulders relaxed, close your eyes, and begin to strengthen your breath. Recognize the feeling of your breath, the feeling inside of your body, and the frame of mind that you're working with here in today's practice. And if you need to, just reaffirm that intent that we're working with, looking to be able to enjoy and be playful in our practice here today. Still breathing deeply. Open your eyes. With your chest lifted upright, bring the fingers of the right hand out to the right side of the body, then lean over and plant the right palm. Bend the right elbow and tuck right shoulder down. Inhaling, lifting left arm up and over. As you exhale, bring the chest up tall, lengthen out through the left arm, wrap the right shoulder down and start to relax the neck. Huge inhale, sweeping the breath up across the left side of the chest. As you exhale, if it feels good for you, deepen the stretch up through the left arm. Long breath flowing up against left shoulder, left armpit, left shoulder blade. Really getting invested in what it is that you feel as you're here in the moment. And on your next exhale, moving just the left arm, slowly take that left hand over towards the left side of the room. Left palm facing down towards the floor. Before we begin stretching out the left arm, relax the neck a little bit more. Then play with that stretch. So bring the left hand further forwards and further back, higher up, lower down until you find something that feels good for you to work with here and now. As you inhale, still lifting both sides of the chest tall away from the hips without needing to lift the head. As you exhale, release another few layers of tension from the neck. Then bringing your left hand to the left knee, keeping the neck soft. Inhale, bring the chest to center, right palm to the right side of the head and lift. Just change the cross the leg. So if it's left leg in front of the right, switch it so it's right leg in front of the left or vice versa. Body upright, this time it's left hand out to the left side, leaning over and planting left palm, rolling the left shoulder down. Inhaling, right arm up and over. Exhale, lift the chest, wrap left shoulder again, start to relax left ear over left shoulder or chin down to left armpit. Still breathing deep, gently flex open the fingers of the right hand and recognize what it is that you feel here on the second side. So is the right side any tighter or any easier to work with than the left? And is that something that you'd expect or is that something that's new to you? On your exhale, slowly start to bring the right arm over to the right side. Check the neck is relaxed. Then spend as many breaths as you need to, reaching out through the right hand to find something great on the right side of your neck. Remember, it's not about what you look like, it's about what you feel. Keeping the neck soft, inhale, lift the heart up from the front of the pelvis. As you exhale, reach out more strongly through the right arm. And check that the jaw is relaxed as well. It's very difficult to get the neck to unwind if you're clenching the teeth together. Then releasing right hand to right knee, neck soft. Inhale, chest to center, left palm cradles left side of the head. Lift the head with the hand. Then, unravel your legs, grab your block and lay down on the mat. Working with twisting abs with a block. So block goes medium width in between the thighs, interlace the hands, bring them to the top of the neck and the base of the skull. Point the elbows up to ceiling, bring the knees above the hips, and then straighten the legs as much as is comfortable for you right now. And as we're working through this exercise, if you start to find that it's uncomfortable keeping the legs straight, all you need to do is bend the knees a bit, but keep the feet up off the floor. Open the mouth and exhale, release the breath out. Slow inhale, filling the body up, lift the head and shoulders just an inch up off the floor. Now, hold the breath and squeeze the block tight between the legs, then curl the tailbone up so you're lifting the bottom inch of the bum off the mat. Exhale, slowly reach chest up and over towards your left foot, left shoulder blade lifting up off the floor. As you inhale, release the chest and the pelvis back to the mat, push the lower back down to the floor, and hold that breath in. Squeeze block tight, curl tailbone up. Exhale, slowly reach the chest up towards your right foot, chin away from the chest, looking up at the ceiling above you. Then inhale, release the chest and the pelvis back, fill the body up. Hold that breath in, squeeze block, curl tailbone, exhale, chest up to left foot. Now push the heels up towards ceiling and pull the belly in towards the spine. Then inhaling, release the chest and the pelvis back. Hold the breath, squeeze block, curl tailbone, exhale, take your time, bring the chest up towards your right foot, pull the belly down, and inhale, bringing the chest and the pelvis back. One more round. Hold the breath, squeeze block, curl tailbone up. Exhale, bring the chest up towards your left foot, pushing the heels to the ceiling, flex the toes back to the shins. Inhaling, release chest and pelvis back. Hold the breath, squeeze the block, curl tailbone up. Slowly exhale, bring the chest up towards your right foot, pull the belly down, and inhale, release chest, head, feet down to the mat. Take the block out from between the legs and set it out to the side. Shuffle the heels in towards your bum for bridge. So feet hip width apart, then taking the palms open towards ceiling, tuck the shoulders away from the ears. Make sure the neck is long, then inhale, fill the body up. As you exhale, ground through the feet, tuck the tailbone up and lift through to bridge. Breathe slow and steady. And do your best to be able to stay connected to what it is that you're feeling, to what it is that's changing while you're here in the pose. Feel for the way the breath runs down through your core. Feel for the way that it expands your chest in all directions. And then exhaling, tuck tailbone up, bring the hips all the way down to the mat. Roll over onto your right side, bring yourself back up. And then coming onto all fours, facing towards the front of the mat for Turbo Dog. So start off on hands and knees, then bring your hands wider apart than the shoulders, but keep the middle fingers parallel. So the middle fingers on both hands still point straight forwards. From here, before we come up to Turbo Dog, bend the elbows and then watch as the elbows swing away from each other, but you're in control. So keeping the elbows bent, swing the elbows down and in, like you're trying to pop a balloon in between your elbows here. Look down, check the knees are still underneath the hips. Take a long inhale, arch the middle of the back up to ceiling. And exhale, lift the knees up. If you can keep the elbows bent with the elbows closer together than the wrists, you can work on being able to straighten the legs. If that's difficult for you, you can bend the knees more or even take the knees all the way down to the mat. Focus on being able to push the elbows down, squeeze the elbows in and feel that engagement on the chest, both sides. Wherever you're at, relax the neck, breathe deep. If you're not working with the most advanced variation of Turbo Dog, don't worry about it. You're focusing on being able to help build strength in the upper body here, That's going to come in useful later on, whatever variation you're working with. And exhaling gently, lower the knees down and sit the body up. Just roll the shoulders out, give them a little bit of TLC. Then we're going to come back and work into dolphin, looking to be able to get that same engagement across the chest. So you're going to be driving the forearms down into the mat and squeezing the elbows towards each other. Not to get the elbows to move, but just to be able to feel the chest switch on and help to stabilize you here. So bring the elbows down, grab left bicep with right hand and vice versa. This works whether you've got the hands down flat or whether you're working with the hands clasped variation. Neck soft, shoulders above the elbows, knees under the hips, inhaling lift, and exhaling bring the knees up, driving the heart back towards the knees, grounding through the palms, squeezing the elbows towards each other. Long steady breath. Again, you're reaching down through the forearms, reaching the elbows towards each other, feeling for that engagement in the chest and the shoulders. A little bit trickier to work with in dolphin, but you should be able to feel something there as you squeeze the elbows towards the midline of the body. And exhaling gently, lower the knees down. Sit the body up, roll the shoulders out as you come standing up to the front of the mat, ready to work through 4 classic suns. Chest upright, shoulders down, and exhaling, push the hands to prayer position in front of the chest. Long inhale, reach the arms up, wrap the shoulders down away from the ears, and take your time. Exhaling, hands down and fold forwards over straight legs. Inhaling, stepping the left foot back and left knee down, reach up through to lunge, tuck tailbone to right heel, and exhaling, bringing the hands down. Coming back to plank, gently lower knees and chest to the floor. Top of the feet on the mat, hands forwards 12 inches, and inhaling, pull up through cobra. As you exhale, reach the heart forwards, lower down. Bring the hands back onto the shoulders and push back through to downward dog. Take a full inhale here, reaching hips up and heels to the mat. Then exhaling, left foot forwards, right knee down, adjust, and inhale. Come up through to lunge. As you exhale, take the hands down, step the right foot forwards, fold over straight legs. Inhaling slowly, raise the body, lift the arms, and exhale, tuck tailbone, hands together in front of the heart. Taking 3 more, following your own breath, and really just enjoying the flow as you work with the length of your breath through your suns. Off you go. Left and right don't really matter, just try and do both with each sun. Flowing through a sun bee into our first vignette. It will be warrior one on the ball of the back foot and then lunge. Exhaling, push your hands to prayer position in front of the chest. Inhale, bend the knees, sink the hips and reach the arms up in chair. As you exhale, fold forwards over straight legs. And take a long breath in, fill the body up. And exhaling, bend the knees, put the hands down flat, lean forwards and step or jump back to plank. Gently lower knees, chest, all the way to the mat. Top of the feet on the floor, shoulders wrap back and inhale, pull up through cobra. Exhaling, reach the heart forwards, lower down. Push back through to downward dog. From downward dog position, inhaling, step the left foot to your left hand, keep the right foot it is and stand up. Bring the hands onto the hips. Now, similar to lunge on the ball of the back foot, warrior one on the ball of the back foot though has the back leg straight. So bend the right knee just a little bit to start with, then use the hands to help tuck the tailbone down. From there, reach the left knee forwards, push the right heel back to straighten the right leg. Find a good opening for you on the front of the right hip. You can leave the hands on the pelvis or you can release the arms up. Wherever you are, recharge your breath. And feel for what it is that's happening in that right hip. If you want to go stronger, push left knee further forwards, push right heel further back. On your exhale, releasing the hands down to the floor. Pad the right knee if you need to. Coming into a straightforward lunge. So hands brace on the left thigh before we sink the hips. Round out the lower back, tuck the tailbone down and draw the hips down to the left heel. From here, releasing the arms up. And again, you're focusing on being able to tuck the tailbone to help bring the stretch into the front of the right hip so you're not compressing the lower back. On your exhale, releasing the hands down to the floor. And inhale, stepping back through to plank. Exhale, take your time, float the chest down to the floor. Shoulders wrap back and inhale, pull forwards, lift up through cobra. As you exhale, bring the heart forwards, lower down. Drive back through to downward dog. On your inhale, leave the left foot where it is, step the right foot forward, stand up. Hands to the pelvis. Inhale, reach the chest up tall. Exhale, use the hands, tuck the tailbone down, then start reaching forward through right knee, back through left heel. From there, if you'd like to, feel free to release the arms up, come back into your strong breath. On your exhale, releasing the hands down, gently lower the left knee, coming into your low lunge position. Hands brace on the right thigh, round out the lower back and then sink the hips towards the right heel. When you're ready, inhaling, bring the arms up tall. Exhale, soften the shoulders, reach further forwards through that right knee if the left hip appreciates it at this moment in time. On your exhale, releasing the hands down to the floor. Inhaling back through to plank and exhaling knees and chest down to the floor. Inhaling up through cobra. Exhaling, lower down, drive through to downward dog. Our second vignette, it will be warrior 2 followed by extended warrior variation. Inhaling, take the left foot between the hands, turn the right foot out and stand up. With the hands on the hips, tuck the tailbone down. Left knee pushing forwards, outside edge of the right foot grounded against the mat. So you feel that strong engagement on inner thighs. Then inhaling, spread the arms wide, and exhaling, wrap the shoulders down. On your exhale, bring the right hand to the right hip, bring the left forearm across the left thigh, just behind the knee. Push down through that left arm and lift the chest, then tuck both shoulders back away from the ears. Snake this right arm round behind the body, find something you can grab onto comfortably. Then relax left ear over the left shoulder. Long inhale, reaching the chest tall away from the left leg. Exhale, releasing another few layers of tension from the neck. Remember, the focus here is about being able to create something that feels good for you. So if you're not working with the most advanced variation of the pose, don't worry about it. There's always somewhere further for you to go. And inhaling, releasing the right hand from whatever it's holding. Exhale, bring the palms down to the front of the mat. Step back to plank and lower gently to the mat. Shoulders back and inhale up through cobra. Exhale, bring the heart forwards, lower down and drive through to downward dog. From here, inhaling, right foot between the hands, turn the left foot out. Stand and adjust to warrior 2 with that heel to arch alignment and that tailbone tucked. Then spread the arms wide, wrap the shoulders down and breathe. Recognize that as you're holding warrior 2, it's often seen as being a basic pose that we stick extra things on top to make it more interesting, like eagle arms or ostrich fold. But as you're working warrior 2, this is still a challenge. You can make this stronger by really clamping the left foot against the floor, by really driving the right knee forwards, by keeping that tailbone strongly tucked. On your exhale, take the left hand to the left hip and the right forearm across the right thigh. Lifting the chest, roll the left shoulder up and back. Snake left arm round behind you. Tuck the shoulders down away from the ears. Relax the neck anywhere that you can. And gently spread open the fingers of the right hand. Now all of the weight's forwards over the right leg, but you're still engaging the outside edge of the left foot against the floor. Long, fulfilling breath running down through your body. And inhaling, releasing whatever the left hand's holding onto. As you exhale, bring the hands down to the mat, stepping back to plank and gently lowering down to the floor. Shoulders back and inhale, reaching up through cobra. Exhale, lowering the heart, pushing back through to downward dog. Ready for our third and final vignette, which will be Maine Coon stretch and pigeon. On your exhale, left foot forwards, bring the right knee down, and adjust so you've got left knee above the left heel, right knee as far back as you can take it. From there, plant the palms inside of the left foot. As you exhale, bend the elbows, lower the chest. If you can't bend the arms, then grab a block or some support and pop it underneath the hands here. If you're comfortable coming all the way down to the mat, then tuck the toes of the right foot under and push the right heel back. But you really want to be able to get the elbows down onto the flat mat before you do that, because otherwise it just tends to be that you raise the chest higher up and it takes you out of the stretch. Whatever you're playing with, feed that stretch, that opening in your body with your best breath. You start to feel the hips release and your elbows aren't on the floor, just bend the elbows a little bit more. If you're working with the elbows on the mat and the right heel pushing back, you can increase the intensity of the stretch just by pushing the right heel back a little stronger for the last 3 breaths. And exhaling, gently lower the right knee down. Walk the hands in and raise the chest, working into pigeon. So, left foot to the right side of the mat, left knee down to the left side, slide the right knee back, bend the left knee more if you need to, because that right thigh is tipping out. Give your left hip support with your block, if that's what you need. Bring the chest forwards, lower the heart down, relax for the first couple of breaths, so make them strong. And ask yourself whether you want to make your pigeon pose a little stronger. If you do, and that's what the left hip is asking for, tuck the toes of the right foot under, push the right heel back. If you find that that's not what serves you today in your practice, just relax the right leg down to the floor, focus on the breath. On your inhale, walk the hands in, raise the chest up, remove the block as you need to, stepping back through to plank, and exhaling, knees and chest down to the floor. Ground the top of the feet against the mat, shoulders back, and inhale, lift through to cobra. As you exhale, bring the heart forwards, lower down, and drive through to downward dog. Second side, inhaling, right foot forwards, left knee down, and adjust. Right shin stays vertical, upright, this time above the right heel. Hands come down inside of the right foot. As you exhale, bend the elbows and lower the chest.
If you can get the elbows down to the floor, you're welcome to lift the left knee up and push the left heel back. Wherever you're at, it's a strong stretch, so feel for being able to work the breath down through your core just to help reassure that right hip that everything's okay. And inhaling, lower the left knee down, walk the hands in and raise the chest for pigeon. Right foot moves to the left, right knee gently down to the right side. Shuffle the left knee back, bend the right knee more if you need to, hips facing square towards the front of the mat. Bring the heart forwards, lower the chest with a fist underneath the forehead, the elbows sprung wide. As before, if it serves you to go stronger, tuck the toes to the left foot under, push the left heel back. But as soon as you find that doesn't suit you, just relax that left leg back down to the mat. Wherever you're at, feeding that opening in the right hip with the breath, just as we did in Main Coon stretch. Using the breath to help reassure the body, just show that you're still in control here. Then inhaling, walking the hands in, raising the chest up, lift the hips and step back through to downward dog. And then from downward dog, gently lower the knees down. Sit up and have a look at what you're going to do next. In a moment, we're going to play with crow pose. So what you're going to do is you're going to grab your block and move it towards the back third of your mat. So you've got a soft landing space in case the worst comes to the worst. From here, you can bring the balls of the feet onto your block. So you're up on high heels, arms down inside of the legs. Then from there, taking left elbow out, so your left knee is right up next to your left armpit. Right elbow out, so your right knee is up on the right armpit. Now the hands are shoulder width apart with the middle fingers parallel, and just squeezing the knees in tight towards your torso. From there, leaning forwards, reaching the hips up. So the more you stick your bum up towards ceiling, the more weight comes down through the hands and off the feet. First 5 breaths, squeeze left knee in towards left armpit, lift the left foot up off the block. After 5 breaths there, we'll try that with the right foot up. After 5 breaths there, we'll try 5 breaths with both feet up off the block. If you don't feel that your hips are open enough to be able to get the knee up into the armpit, the variation you're going to work with is similar. But you're going to be bringing the elbow into that little slot just behind the knee, formed by the calf and the thigh. So tuck the elbow in tight on either side. Same positioning for the hands. Same high heels that you're working with, whichever crow variation you need. Then from there, leaning forwards and starting to squeeze left knee in, pick the left foot up, then right foot up, then both feet up together. My tip is when you're working into crow pose and you're bringing both feet up off the block, if you squeeze the feet together, it means that you've got one solid unit rather than each leg trying to go their own separate way. If you're already comfortable with crow pose, working on being able to take crow from downward dog. So with your breath, long inhale, lift the heels up, bend the knees, and exhaling, hop. Bring the feet together in crow. It takes a reasonable amount of practice to get comfortable with that, but we're here to play. So as you're working with that, it might be that you're coming from downward dog, jumping into your frog squat, and then looking to be able to bring the feet up to crow. Again, play with it, find out what works for you. Your turn. If you're working with me in crow for the block, bring it into position. If you're doing something else, go ahead and do that. Starting off on balls of the feet, heels up, left arm out in front of left leg, right arm out in front of right leg. From here, hands shoulder width apart, check the middle fingers are parallel, then leaning forwards, lift the bum way up towards ceiling. Starting off, 5 breaths, pick the left foot up, squeezing left knee into left armpit. And inhaling, releasing the left foot down. From there, strike with the right foot. So picking the right foot up as you squeeze right knee into right armpit in 5 breaths. Then inhaling, both feet back down onto the block. You tend to find that one foot's easier to lift off the block first. Start with that foot and then bring the other foot up. So again, grounding through the hands, lift up your easy foot, then pick up your other foot and take 5 breaths, playing with being able to keep the feet off the block. And inhaling, gently release. Take the block out to the side, come into a reclined position on your mat. So before you come to Savasana, just taking a reclined spinal twist. Straighten the legs out, bring your left knee up towards you and taking both hands up onto the left knee. Squeeze the left knee in tight to the body. And then release the left arm on the floor above the left shoulder. If that's not comfortable, pop the left palm underneath the back of the head. Take a slow breath in and then exhaling, keeping the left knee tucked up. Reach left knee over to right armpit. And allow that left hip to float up off the floor if that's what feels good for you. Just finding a comfortable level of tension in the spine, but also recognizing that opening around the left side of the chest. Slowing the breath down after the excitement of crow. And inhaling, bringing that left knee back to center. Release the left leg down and switch. So take the right knee up, squeeze the right knee in. Right hand on the floor above right shoulder or right palm under the back of the head. Exhaling, bring right knee over to left armpit, keeping that right knee pulled up towards the chest. On your inhale, bring that right knee back to center, release the right leg down and adjust for Savasana. So make yourself comfortable, adjust the body however you need to. And as we come to Savasana, continuing that theme of being playful in your practice, I just want you to be able to rest here for a few minutes and enjoy being relaxed. And if your mind comes up with all these things that you need to deal with, just enjoy being able to set yourself aside from whatever else goes on in your life for a couple of minutes. So starting off, working on being able to get the breath and the body to switch off. Take a long breath in. Open the mouth and sigh the breath out. Doing that a couple more times, filling the body with the breath. And then feeling for letting go with your exhale. Just here for a few moments, relaxing and enjoying being relaxed. And I'll bring you back to the room when we're done. Begin to deepen your breath. Start to stretch open your fingers, your palms and your wrists, your toes, your feet and your ankles. Then bend the knees and bring them up towards the chest. Wrap your arms around the legs and gently rock yourself from left to right. Then releasing the right hand down by the right side of the head. As you exhale, rock over onto your right side. Then press yourself back up to a comfortable seated position. Bring your hands to prayer position in front of the heart. Make the breath strong. Namaste.